And at the National Assembly, the Senate has passed an amendment bill to authorize the issuance of 819.5 billion naira from the 2022 Supplementary Budget to provide palliatives for the poor and vulnerable Nigerians. The upper legislative chamber also considered and approved President Tinubu's request for an additional financing of $800 million for the National Safety Net Program. National Assembly correspondent Jesu Adeoye reports.
Since the fuel subsidy removal, there has been calls from various quarters for President Bola Tinubu to come up with ways and means of easing the sufferings of poor Nigerians bearing the brunt of the ripple effect of subsidy removal. This has prompted the letter President Tinubu sent to the Senate. The first request made by President Tinubu is an amendment bill that will authorize the issuance of 819.5 billion naira from the 2022 Supplementary Budget to cushion the harsh effects already felt by the fuel subsidy removal.
So soccer, the result of the pain they are now, even though, well, we might say it's pain, but in the long run, it's going to be something that's beneficial. And I'll begin to see it because more money is now coming to the coffers of government that will be used in executing capital projects all over the country. So I call on my colleagues to support.
Get the 500 billion to provide palliatives for Nigerians in as a result of the reform being introduced by this administration.
President Tinubu also wants the approval of the Senate for additional financing of $800 million for the National Safety Net Program to be sourced from the World Bank. Under the conditional cash transfer window of the program, the federal government will transfer 8,000 naira per month via digital transfer to 12 million poor and low-income households for a period of 6 months, with a multiplier effect on about 60 million individuals.
You may also wish to note that the purpose of the facility is to expand coverage of shock-responsive safety net support for the poor and vulnerable Nigerians, and to help them cope with the cost of meeting basic needs.
The Senate suspended its Standing Rule 78, subsection 1, to ensure it expressly considers Mr. President's request and pass it for immediate action.
It was quite a busy day for lawmakers as they thoroughly debated and scrutinized Mr. President's request. But the waiting game for President Tinubu's ministerial list continues as plenary was adjourned till next week, Tuesday. Jesu Adeoye, News, Abuja.
And with the confirmation of service chiefs by the Senate on Thursday, the security chiefs have promised to tackle the country's challenges head-on. And their confirmation comes barely 24 hours after troops of the Nigerian army killed 3 bandits in Mangu, Plateau State. But the security situation in the country continues to evolve, throwing up new challenges, as Sifon Essien reports.
Security forces have been put on their toes following a recent directive by President Bola Tinubu. The tasks before them include ending the carnage in Plateau and Benue State, as well as restoring peace to troubled parts of the country. Nigerian army troops on Wednesday killed 3 bandits in Mangu in a renewed offensive to curb attacks. Constitutionally, the armed forces are tasked with protecting the territorial integrity of the country from external aggression. They also provide aid to civil authorities, the police being the lead agency for internal security. The Nigeria Security Report released by Beacon Intel highlights the challenges the service chiefs and allied forces are confronted with. Data for June has shown there were 460 incidents that resulted in 239 abductions and 854 fatalities across 234 local government areas in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The North Central had the highest number of fatalities. The numbers will further be pushed up by recent killings in Plateau and Benue State, where the death toll in Saturday's attack in Ukum local government area has risen to 30.
Benue is a peaceful place, and we wouldn't want anything that will tarnish this image. These are killings from within.
The Chief of Army Staff has assured me of the renewed commitment of the Nigerian Army towards ensuring an early resolution of the crisis on the plateau. As a government, we are also ensuring that we do our part. We are providing all the logistic support we can.
We will continue to follow peace, to ensure that we have a peaceful environment. We have taken steps to address the challenges. The new GOC has already moved, like His Excellency just mentioned. We all know Plateau as the home of peace, and we want that peace to be restored. And we're going to do everything that is required to ensure that we achieve peace and tranquility in Plateau State.
But beyond the crackdown, there is a need for the government to pursue an elaborate security sector reform and improve security sector governance, as well as improve transparency. This, according to Beacon Intel, will result in winning the hearts and minds of the people. Sifon ACN TVC News, Abuja.